Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday afternoon. All right, here we are. We got another two episodes of TOS today for Tuesday afternoon. We got season 2, episode 7, and episode 8. Episode 8 being my most favorite episode of all time, I Mud, with that awesome Roger C. Carmel. Yeah, man. Yep. Androids, Mud, Hardcore Fit and Mud, Stella, and of course the Enterprise crew acting like total crazy people. Yeah, but it works. Blows out Norman's brain. He runs the whole damn planet anyway. Woohoo! Yep, it's my favorite episode of all time, and always will get a 10 out of 10, A plus plus. So I won't even give you the grade on that one. But I will tell you what other people have thought of it, and they're all idiots anyway, because most of them have never seen these original episodes. They were too young, or they weren't born yet. They didn't come out of their father's sack well, and, so, hey, can't blame them. Anyway, let's see. Nobody in the chat yet, so that's good. All right. Okay, so the first one, episode 7, is Catspaw. Very alien visitors to our galaxy attempt to connect with human consciousness, but miss, winding up tapping into the regions of human nightmares instead. This premiered on Friday, October 27th, 1967. Oh, how opportune. 4 days before Halloween night. Sweet. 6.2 out of 10 people. Well, that's when it aired. 6.2 out of 10 is the average grade for over 4,000 people. Well, I gave it a 7 out of 10 initially when I saw it. So, it gets a C from me. It's probably one of the few episodes that gets a C. But then, Friday, November 3rd, 1967 is when I Mud aired, Season 2, Episode 8. And Harry Mudd returns with a plot to take over the Enterprise by stranding the crew on a planet populated by androids under his command. 7.3 out of 10, 4.2K or 42 people, 4,200 people rated it a high C. I'm sorry, A++ for me. It is my favorite episode of all time, of all the 3 seasons. Okay, so let's get to Catspaw first. Has anybody come in the chat yet? No, not yet. Okay. But we do have one person watching. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's see. Catspaw. All right, this was directed by Joseph Pevney. And besides Gene Roddenberry, Robert Bloch, and D.C. Fontana both wrote this episode. Of course, it shows and stars the regular cast of Shatner, Nimoy, and Kelly, but we are going to take a look at Antoinette Bauer, who plays Sylvia, the witch or the sorceress in this thing, and Theodore Marcuse, who played Korob, but he called himself Theo Marcuse back then. So yeah, we'll take a look at those two people. All right. Now remember, with TOS, there is a lot of information. So we're going to make it very easy on you folks. We're going to go ahead and just give you the first 5 important trivia bits of information about Star Trek. Also, we won't talk about any of the goofs, just for Star Trek though, because believe me, if these episodes have a lot of trivia, which is like more than 20 or whatever, they're going to have a lot of goofs too. So I think goofs are just irrelevant for this particular series because we all know where the goofs came from. Now, if there are any crazy credits or any songs which are included besides the theme song from Alexander Courage, then we will talk about it. Otherwise, we'll just go through it. And if they do film anything outside, like over at Vasquez Rocks, then we'll talk about that real quick. So, okay. All right. The voices of the little creatures in the final scene are the sounds made by newly hatched alligators calling for their mother. This is the first appearance of Pavel Chekhov, though not the first one broadcast. That honor goes to Amok Time in 67. Notice that Walter Koenig was still growing his hair out and therefore had to wear a rather unconvincing wig. A detailed metal prop miniature of the Enterprise was created for this episode, then laminated in lucite as one of Korob's tricks. The miniature was donated to the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum by Gene Roddenberry. The title of this episode, Catspaw, is a term that describes a person used by another as a dupe. As McCoy points out, Scott and Sulu are used as catspaws to lure more crewmen down. Okay, when Gene Roddenberry originally outlined the chain of command, Lieutenant Uhura was fourth in command. One of the reasons Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. convinced her to continue in the role, which she was considering quitting, was that he thought it was progress for a black woman to have such a prominent role for that time, although he was probably unaware that she was to be fourth in command. In the original script, Lieutenant Uhura was to be in command when Kirk, Spock, and Scotty were all on the planet, or were all on any planet, but NBC was against having a female in charge of the Enterprise. Okay. All right. So we skipped the goofs, no crazy credits, no quotes. Let's see if the soundtrack's still the same. And yes, it is. Sung by Luli G. Norman, and the music credited to Alexander Courage. Okay. And, of course, filmed at the awesome Desilu Studios there in Culver City, California. And the filming dates for the episode were May 2nd, 1967 to May 9th, 1967. Oh, very cool. All right, let's look at the cast and crew. All right. Right, so let's look at Antoinette Bauer, who played Sylvia. All right. You folks will be happy to know she's still alive and breathing. She was born also in September, like myself, September 30th, 1932, to be exact. So she, right now, is 90. Wow, she's 92 years of age. So if she makes it to the end of September, she'll be 93. Antoinette Bauer's first job on leaving school in London was as a field language supervisor for the International Refugee Organization in Germany, an experience which very much influenced her view of the world. Shortly after IRO was discontinued, she joined her family in Canada and found work as a copywriter and disc jockey at a small-town radio station, which led in time to Toronto and the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, more radio and much live television, most frequently for the CBC Public Affairs Department. Very cool. Okay. Let's see. Besides this episode, she was also in a movie called Die, Sister Die, which she played Esther Harper in 1978. In the Man from U.N.C.L.E. TV series, she played Delilah Davro in 1965. That was from season 1, episode 20, called The Bow Wow Affair. Nice. Let's see. She was in Prom Night in 1980. She played Mrs. Hammond in that. And she was in the movie, or in the TV series Mannix, where she played a couple of different people from 1968 to 69, 3 episodes. She was in part 1 and 2 of Deadfall, where she played Gail Mason. That was season 1, episode 17 and 18. And in season 2, she played Barbara Sanderson, episode 16 of season 2, in something called Shadow of a Man from 1969. Cool. All right. The last thing she worked on was a TV series from 1989 to 1992. And it looks like that was the last thing she worked on until she retired. It was called Neon Rider. It was a TV series. And she worked on 42 episodes of that, where she played the role of Fox Devlin. Cool. So, Antoinette Bauer is still alive and an actress. Very cool. Alrighty. So that means I know that Theodore Marcus might be gone Let's take a look at him as Korob. Okay. Yes, we did lose him actually in 1967. He was born August 2nd, 1920, and then he died November 29th, 1967, only at the age of 47. He is one of the memorable purveyors of screen villainy in the 60s. Theo graduated with a Bachelor of Arts and a minor arts in classic literature from Stanford University and was at one time artist in residence. The son of fur designer Theodore Meyer Marcuse, who lived from 1893 to 1983, so lived to be the age of 90. He served with distinction as a lieutenant aboard the USS Tyrante during World War II, earning himself a Silver Star and other citations for bravery. After the war, he trained as an actor with the company of Guthrie McClintock, who was specializing in Shakespearean roles. Okay, let's see what he died of. Oh, he was involved in a road accident. So he was born August 2nd, 1920 in Seattle, Washington, Washington State, but he died November 29th, 1967 in a road accident in Hollywood. He was 5'11". He was a pretty tall guy. Okay. All right, so other than the one episode as Korob before he died, Mara of the Wilderness was a movie where he played Jamagan, or Jar. Is it Jar? No, it's Jam. Jamagaman, 1965. He was in Harem Scarum as Sinan in 1965. That's a movie. And he was in a docudrama based on the mustachioed man from Germany of World War II. In that, he played Julius Streicher in 1962 in that movie. Okay, the very last thing it says here that he did posthumously, he was the host of the Picasso Summer in 1969. So it was stuff that he had already recorded before he died. Yeah, or filmed. So that's a shame. Theodore Marcuse. All right. All right, before we get to the next episode here, let's see who has come into the chat. We got 3 people liking, 2 people watching. Totally cool. All right, we have Kevin's Theme Park Adventures. Welcome, Kevin. Hey, Mikey. Kevin is waving. I'm waving to you, sir. Jeff B says, "Hail, Mikey. We'll be away from the keyboard but listening." Okay, Jeff. It's great to see you, my friend. Kevin says, "Hey, Jeff." And Mike Seha from Sweden. Greetings, my friend. Greetings, my brother. Thumbs up to you too, sir. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for coming. All of you guys for coming today to visit. Really do appreciate that. Okay. Well, let's get to my favorite episode here. Just a moment. My favorite episode from Star Trek of all the seasons, the whole original series and the movies. Let's see here. Stop. Okay. All right. Let's look at season 2, episode 8. I Mud. Your beads and rattles. Dr. Umagoe. All right. All right. This was directed by Mark Daniels. And besides Gene Roddenberry, who wrote it, Stephen Kandel, Kandel, and David Gerrold, Gerrold, all helped out. And like we said, besides Roger C. Carmel playing Harcourt Fenton Mudd, we also had Richard Tatro, who played Norman. So we're actually going to go ahead and look at Roger, and we'll look at Richard. I'm pretty sure that Roger's gone. But of course, this had Shatner, Nimoy, Kelly, Nichols, Doohan, Takei, Koenig. Let's see. Bobby Bass, who played an android. Marlis Burdett, who played a female android. Bill Blackburn, Roger Holloway, who played Lieutenant Lemley. Michael Zaslow, who played Jordan. Yeah. Well, we'll take a look at Jordan too. Michael Zaslow. I don't know if he's still around, but we'll take a look at them. And then Alice 1, number 1 through 250 was Alice, spelled AlYce, and then her last name was Andrece, which was Andrece. And then the Alices from 251 through 500 were played by Alice's twin sister, Ray, Rhae Andrece. Cool. All right. So that's good to know. All right, let's take a look at the trivia. Okay. A third season appearance of Harry Mudd was planned, but axed due to the producer's desire to move away from comedy episodes. However, Roger C. Carmel would reprise the role of Mudd as a cartoon voice in Mudd's Passion from 1973. Mudd was considered for a return during the Star Trek movies in the 1980s, but Carmel's failing health nixed that. During the filming, casting director Joseph D'Agosta was in a panic because he needed at least 2 female identical twins and couldn't find any suitable for the show. Then one night, while driving home, he saw Alice Andrece and Ray Andrece walking down a street. D'Agosta literally pulled up beside them, jumped out of his car, and told them that they were going to be on television. In some tellings of the story, Gene Roddenberry is substituted for D'Agosta, but Stephen Whitfield's The Making of Star Trek confirms it was Joseph D'Agosta. With the exception of these actors who played members of the Enterprise crew, Roger C. Carmel was the only actor to play the same character in more than one episode of Star Trek, the original series. According to Walter Koenig, NBC considered making a Harry Mudd spin-off show after the success of I, Mudd. They assigned Gene Roddenberry to develop the idea, but being busy with Star Trek and other projects, he didn't have time for it, and the series was never conceived. David Gerrold did an uncredited rewrite on this episode. One of the significant changes he made, at Gene L. Coon's request, was to get the crew onto the planet by the end of the first act. Other notable contributions were the gag of the 500 identical female robots and more material relating to Stella. Coon offered to submit the script for arbitration so that Gerrold would receive credit and residuals. However, Gerrold declined, as he felt it would be stealing from Stephen Kendall, who had created Harry Mudd. Okay, here's a couple of spoilers. Now, if you have not seen this episode, though I find that hard to believe, put your hands over your ears, and then when I'm done, I'll go ahead and put that, okay? All right, the first spoiler, there's only 2, so don't worry, it's not too long. Okay, this marks one of 4 times Kirk is able to talk a computer to death. This skill is also used in The Changeling, The Return of the Archons, with Landru, and The Ultimate Commuter, the computer with the M5, and then The Changeling, which was Nomad, with an honorable mention going to What Are Little Girls Made Of, in which Kirk's arguments get Ruck, played by Ted Cassidy, the android, so riled up he suicidally attacks Corby. All right. When Scotty finally shows up, the Alice android indicates that he is the last one of the crew to be beamed down to the planet. With a crew of over 400 people, it is never explained how all of them can be present on the planet, and yet the 6 principals, Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Scotty, Uhura, and Chekhov, are the only humans other than Harry Mudd visible and working to defeat the androids during the incarceration period. Cool. Okay, now you can take your hands away, guys. Alrighty. And let's see. Okay, and we had the Alexander Courage theme song, and Luli singing, of course. And let's see. All right, and this episode at Desilu was filmed from August 14th, 1967 to August 21st, 1967. Cool. Alrighty. All right, let's look at Roger C. Carmel. Yes, we did lose him in 1986. And of course, he did the voiceover for Megatron in the was one of his last projects from the Transformers the animated movie. I do remember that. And Roger C. Carmel, another September baby who was born September 27th, 1932, was named after his grandfather, Roger Charles, who carved the horses for the carousel in New York City Central Park. He became an actor and won television immortality by appearing as Harry Mudd in two classic Star Trek episodes, I, Mudd and Mudd's Women. And then he also appeared in Mudd's Passion, which was one of the animated TAS series episodes. And he's one of the few guest actors on Star Trek to appear in more than one episode as the same character. He did die, unfortunately, November 11th, 1986. So he was only 54 years old. And let me see what he did pass away from. Take a look here. Okay. He passed away. He was 6'3". He was a pretty big guy. Roger Charles Carmel. He died from hypertensive cardiomyopathy. Hypertensive cardiomyopathy. Okay. In Hollywood, California. But he was born in Brooklyn, New York. Okay. It does this every time to me. Why does this do this? Okay. All right, let's see. What else did he appear in? Okay, like I said, he was Cyclonus and the Quintesson leader voice in 1986. And then, of course, in the TV series from 85 to 86, he appeared in 28 episodes. He was Cyclonus, Motormaster, Bruticus, among others. And, of course, the two episodes I already mentioned from Star Trek, and including the TAS episode, Mudd's Passion. And then he did the voices of all of those Transformers animated in Five Faces of Darkness in 1986. The last thing he worked on posthumously actually was two episodes that they recorded his voice. In CBS Story Break, which was a TV series in 1987, he was on season 3, episode 1, called Mama Don't Allow. And then he did the last thing was DuckTales TV series. He appeared as a voice, or his voice appeared posthumously on an episode from season 1, episode 58, called Master of the Genie, where he played the Sultan, the Emir of Somnambula. He was the voice of that. So that was the last thing he did. Okay. All right, then. Let's take a look at the next two here. We'll look at Norman. See if I can find his information. Yeah, no thank you. Alrighty. Okay, so Richard Tatro. All right, we did lose Richard back in 1991, an actor. He was born on July 1st, 1939, in Massachusetts. He was an actor, so probably in Boston. He was an actor known for Pandora and the Magic Box in 1965, the Star Trek episode as Norman, the head android, and Sin in the Suburbs in 1964. He died on July 26, 1991, at the age of 52 in San Joaquin, California. In Pandora and the Magic Box movie from 65, he played Mercury. In 64, the year before, he played Roy Minton in Sin in the Suburbs. Then he played the one Norman episode for Star Trek. And back in 64, He was in a movie called Warm Nights and Hot Pleasures as Paul Cobb. And the Star Trek series episode was the final thing he ever worked on. That was it. Wow. So he was no more after that. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's go to Michael Zaslow. Okay. Michael Zaslow is one of the crewmen. Did pass away in 1998. He was an actor and a writer, and he was born on November 1st, 1942 in Inglewood, California, and was an actor-writer best known for his work in daytime dramas or soap operas. He was married twice to Joanne Dorian and Susan Hufford, by whom he had two daughters, Helena and Marika. He died on December 6, 1998 in New York City, succumbing to amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS, which is that nerve cell disorder. So he died at the age of 56. He was only 56. Yeah. Let's see. He was in the movie Meteor in 1979. That was the one with Sir Sean Connery, where he played Sam Mason. He appeared in 3 episodes of Another World, which is the from 88 to 89, which is a soap opera. He wrote 3 episodes of that soap opera series. He did appear. He was Darnell in the very first episode that was aired, The Man Trap, in '66, and then he was Jordan in I Mud for this episode. And then, according to this, his main character was Roger Thorpe in A Masked Man in The Guiding Light, soap opera from 71 to 97. He appeared in 231 episodes of that. And so far, that was the very last project he worked on, was Guiding Light. Okay. So, before he died. So, Michael Zaslow, rest in peace. You too, Roger C. Carmel. Okay. And Michael Tatro. Or Roger Tatro, sorry. Okay. All right. Well, that's the end of Star Trek episodes today. Next week, next Tuesday, we'll talk about episode 9, Metamorphosis. And then we'll also talk about episode 10, Journey to Babel. Some good episodes there next week. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? Okay, Larry says, "Hey, good morning, Mike. You're live awfully early. Of course, we have a big time difference. Are you setting everything up for tomorrow with you and I?" Yes, sir. I'm going to have that ready by tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. your time, for a 1v1 with Brother Larry is what it's going to be called. 50 years in the making. Yeah. So, yes, I'm going to have that set up for you tomorrow, my friend. Good morning, Kevin, from Larry. Larry says, "Good morning, Mike. Say ha." Kevin says, "Hey, Larry of Beers of Adventures." Kevin says, "Good morning" to Larry. Larry says, "Kevin, I hope you're doing well. I don't think Mike is really looking at the chat right now." Well, I am now. Yes, of course I am. I just finished. I am doing well, Larry. Good to see you. Kevin, okay. You retracted. No worries. Hope you're doing well, Larry. Larry says, "I'm actually doing fantastic. I think I'm basically back on track with everything. It took about almost 2 months for me to go through this complete nightmare, but I'm better now, thank you." I'm glad you're better now, Larry. And we'll share a lot of memories between the two of us tomorrow night. So please get a lot of rest, okay, before tomorrow night, 9 o'clock p.m., like I said, my time. We'll go ahead and talk. Okay. So let's see. So let's talk for a few minutes, folks. Now that I can pay attention, I got my TOS reviews done. Okay, so we got 4 people that hit the like button. Thank you so much. 2 people still watching. Very cool. Remember, always hit the like button if you like the video for today. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family and friends, family, neighbors, acquaintances, the dogs, the cats, ferrets, any pets you own. Well, they probably wouldn't know, but anyway, it's probably good to go ahead and share. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We have 305 subscribers. Very cool. We just need another less than 200 to get to 500 so we can start getting monetized. Yeah, we're going to need monetization because it's getting harder now. Suzanne is going to have to, get one knee after the other operated on. She's also going to have her right shoulder operated on. So I'm going to have to help her a lot. That's why I'm just saying that um, if you folks can get us to 500 or more subscribers, but also they are our family members as well, we can I can help her out a lot more, and I'll be able to still help her around the apartment too. So, well, Mike, you still have to work on your watch hours as well. Yes, sir. Well, I do, Larry. I do have my watch hours in order, and I'm almost right there. So don't worry. I get a lot of watch hours. You know what's great about it, Larry, is like I said, every time I get 10 or more people to say that they like these episodes I do, these reviews I do, 10 like hype, though that means the world because then that means that there's 10 people that were watching me, and that's a lot. And when I go an hour or more, that's like, hey, stop, deja vu. Anyway, so what I was saying was is that when I get 10 people or more to like the video, well, and I usually go up about an hour, right? So that's 10 hours right there. 10 people, 10 hours. It works out great. Then I still get more watch hours. So I'm very happy about that. Toby, hello. Good morning, Toby. Good morning to you, sir. Uh, mate, I'm 100. Okay, mate, I'm 194 from 1,000, and I will get that on the Route 66 tattoo, and I will get that Route 66 tattoo. And good morning, my brother Toby. Uh, Larry says, yeah, you have to have 3,000 watch hours, my brother. Yes, sir, I know. But it's going to take a while to get to 500 subscribers, too. Like I said, I'm 195. Suzanne and I are 195 away from that. So yeah, it's going to take a while, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I love doing this. We both love doing this. Good morning, Larry from Toby. Now, if I remember right, the last time you checked, you had about 1,700 watch hours and you need 3,000. Correct, sir. So 1,300 more watch hours. I should be able to get those in no time at all. Probably by the end of the year. So yeah, I'm heading back to Phoenix again on Friday. Oh, awesome, Toby. Yeah. Well, I hope you don't have any more problems with the dust storms and things. I'm trying to send you folks some rain. We have rain coming up ourselves on Thursday, and our temperatures are supposed to go down a little bit. So we might be getting close to having fall happen, but that's probably not until my birthday, so we'll see. Which is 20 days away, by the way. um, Larry says, hey, Toby, remember, we got to get together. I'm trying to remember. I think it was September 12th or September 13th. Cool. Yeah. You and Toby need to get together there, Larry, for sure. Yeah. Now, I know Larry has been wanting to plan on doing his trip from Santa Monica, California to Chicago, Illinois on the old Route 66. Well, I think he already said the best time he can do it is next year. November of 2026 will officially be the 100-year anniversary of the Route 66 still being in place. I think that's the perfect time because by then Larry should be fully recovered and from his surgeries and everything else he's gone through. So really, I'm looking forward to you, Larry, starting to show Route 66 video. and places you stop at and everything. Um, I do think that besides um, your wonderful wife Diane, you should also take Ronnie with you. Yeah, and if anybody else can come, if Tyler can come to help you out, your son, that'd be great too. The more the merrier. More people that you have with you, Larry, the more fun you guys are gonna have. So I'm really looking forward to you guys having some fun on Route 66 to see how much it's changed. Yeah. Well, people are still trying to build, rebuild things on it and everything else, trying to make it a nationwide, uh, tourist happening, through that whole route, back and forth between Chicago and Santa Monica. Yeah. Larry, both days either works for me since I don't work on Fridays or Saturday. Cool. Now, folks, don't forget, as I just mentioned, tomorrow night, um, well, okay. So tonight, don't forget, right around 10 o'clock my time Eastern, 9 o'clock Central, our friend Gorilla's Random Thoughts, he'll have his cigar lounge. Then on Wednesday, of course, 12 noon, I'll be back here for two more episodes of The A Team, my favorite series of all time. We're on the last season, season 5, which only lasted 13 episodes. So we're going to be covering episodes 4 and 5. Since thank you to Jay Aldridge and my brother for helping me with the first 3 episodes of episode 5, which involved the trial of the A Team 1, 2, and 3. So 4 and 5 are tomorrow, right? And then on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time, my brother Larry and I, there will be a 1v1 with Larry. 50 years in the making. We haven't really done a one-on-one interview, really ever, since we did lose touch with each other. But then we got back in touch with each other and with James. So hopefully James can come by on Wednesday night. You may want to ask him, Larry, if he wants to come, if he has any time, because he can watch us in the chat or whatever, while we're up there. But I have to be careful of that, and you know that too, because of the last thing that happened to Gorilla. So yeah, we'll have to be really careful of that. But hopefully that can happen. We'll see. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. He may be working. Okay, well that's fine, Larry. That's fine if he's working. I don't want to. I don't want to bother him if he's working. Yeah, but you can give him a call. Let him know. After we do it, after the interview, let him know it's out there on YouTube, and he can go and rewatch it. That'd be cool. Yeah, if he's working. Yeah, I don't want. Like I said, I didn't want to disturb him if he's working. But yeah, that's tomorrow evening, Wednesday night. Yep, September 3rd. Yeah, that should be fun. So that's tomorrow. And then on Thursday, don't forget Gorilla's Random Thoughts. We co-host with him. He's doing his Twilight Zone. 4 more episodes from that awesome, 50s and 60s uh, horror series. Uh, you know, and then there's no Waltons on Friday. He's got other plans, but on Friday morning, hopefully at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. on the 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zone here. Curtis and I and PvP and now Larry also we're trying to get the Dark Shadows episodes. We're gonna try to do 4 more Dark Shadows episodes from that awesome horror soap opera TV series back in the day. So that's coming up, I believe, on Friday morning and afternoon for me here. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I'll be with 2 people. Hopefully, I can be with Charlotte Nightstar, the werewolf. Oh, so she does she does a podcast like on Saturdays, and then on Sunday afternoons she does a normal, a live stream with me and PvP, Curtis, and everybody else, and Sifdan likes to join her. And then on Saturday night, this coming Saturday night, I'll be there again with my brother Chance Bartels as the nostalgic pod blast. We have a special guest joining us in the panel, and we'll be interviewing him on Saturday starting at 5:35 p.m. Eastern Time, which is the same time frame as Atlanta, Georgia, where Chance is from. So that's what we're going to be doing on Saturday evening. And then on Sunday, Mr. Gorilla is showing A Night to Remember, which is from 1958. It featured a very early David McCallum, who was in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. as Ilya Kuryakin. He plays a crewman on board the Titanic. And it's actually a very accurate, it's in black and white, but it's a very accurate account and depiction of the Titanic sinking and what happened that very night. So, A Night to Remember, that's going to be on Sunday night, right around the same time that Gorilla goes for his Cinema Sunday. So, make sure we check that out. Okay, and Larry, it sounds good. I will let you know. And there is a Navajo County Fair that's happening the same week to here in Holbrook. Very cool. Mike, I will be there tonight for Gorilla's live stream, and then tomorrow for your stream. And then Thursday, my wife and I are going to go see The Conjuring Last Rites. Yeah, Suzanne and I want to go see that too. And then Friday, I will be there for Dark Shadows. Awesome. Thank you, Larry. But on September 6th, I will be busy. My sister is coming up. Oh, good. That's fine, sir. Totally fine. Awesome. Yeah, actually, Toby, that would be a great video. Let's do it on September 13th, and we can do some videos and make that happen. Just let me know. Yeah, I'll be there wherever you want me to meet you. And Jeff B says he was at the last Gorilla Twilight Zone as my alter ego, Balrog. Yeah, I know you're Balrog there, Jeff. And thank you for being a part of that Cosme watch party. That was fun. Jeff B waving from Kevin. Yes, your Balrog barf, right? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Thank you, Jeff. That's awesome. All right, so as for the MikeySuzeFour channel, as you know, one more time, we've got the 2 episodes from season 5 of 18 tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon. And then at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday night, I will have my 1v1 with my longtime brother and extended member of the family here with me and Suzanne, with Brother Larry from Beer Self Adventures. 50 years in the making is what it's going to be called. So make sure all of you come over there and join us in the chat. And I think Larry might simulcast. I'll allow him to if he wants to. He can simulcast on his channel as well. And no, it won't be open panel. It's just going to be 1v1. But folks, you are allowed to ask questions from the chat because Larry and I known each other really well for so many years, and there's so much to talk about. But if you folks don't know our relationship or how close we are as family members, and you want to ask us a few good questions, be more the merrier. I would hope that you would do that from the chat. That would be great. And yeah, Larry says, yeah, Jeff, the one beforehand that we really did with the Dark Shadows, yeah, we definitely had to delete the streams. That's true. And Toby says, Larry sounds good. And it's usually very packed on the weekends, especially the rodeo during the fair. And yeah, I will for sure. Yeah, that's awesome, Larry. I hope you and Toby can get together. Okay. I guess one last thing I want to say is I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday yet. That's still 20 days away. I know Suzanne wants to take me to a special place, so I'm probably going to say at this point that we're not going to be celebrating my birthday online on the 22nd, but we might be able to celebrate it the day before or the day after. I probably would rather do it the day after on the 23rd. And just select panel and have some people come up and join me on my birthday. That would probably be very cool. And well, hopefully we can get some people together on my birthday. I know Suzanne wants to invite Scotty, who is a friend of ours, been a longtime friend of Suzanne for about 20 plus years. And I believe that Lisa, Travel with Lisa MH, might be in town then. So I did it. I did personally invite her, Larry, to come to my birthday party. Then it would just be the four of us. Yeah, I wish we could have more people. Yeah, but that's all right. Everybody I know is busy and they're scattered out all over. And I'm turning 60. I'm afraid of that as it is. So, let's see. Larry says, I will also stream your stream tomorrow. Thank you, Larry. Cool. All right. Thank you. Larry says, yeah, I didn't mean the Dark Shadow, the one that was still deleted. I meant the Twilight Zone episode, yeah, with those trolls that came on the panel. Correct. And Larry said, turning 60 only gets you 20 years closer to 80. Yes, sir, it does. I agree. I agree. Well, you know, Suzanne and I want to be married at least until we reach our 80s and maybe possibly 90. Who knows? You know, life is never guaranteed. You never know when God's going to take you home and say, okay, come on, you old buzzard or old lady or whatever. It's time to go home. It's time to go to heaven. So, yeah, we never know. We just never know. So, uh, you know, Larry, who always says always be yourself, that's totally true. I also would like to add to that and say, you know, uh, nothing in life is guaranteed. Always embrace the one you love. If you're married or if you have a girlfriend, um, you know, and your parents, love them as much as possible because you never know. It's hard to determine or hard to fathom when someone is taken from you in your lives, and I do miss everybody we've lost in the last couple years. Like I said, it's been hard on all of us, and I know it's been hard on Larry. It's been me, Suzanne, who lost 30 people between both of us. We lost 30 people one year. That was just insane. Just I can't I can't begin to describe our feelings on that, on anything. Yeah. So you're right. Turning 60 gets you only 20 years closer. Thank God my dad is still alive, Larry, and thank God you're still alive. Do you know that you and dad both shared having a heart attack and still living? Thank God for that. Yeah. My dad is going to turn 81 this year. Yeah. That's hard. That's hard for him, turning 81. But, what's nice is they're still being able to stay at home. You know, Liz isn't going to throw them out on the street. She's not going to put them in a home, or a hostel or anything like that. At least she better not. But whatever happens, happens. You know. And Great Aunt Pat is doing good. She's 86. Yeah, yeah. She's only she's the oldest of both her and my dad. Brother and sister, and 6 years older. So, or 5 years older. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm very thankful, and Uncle Justin too. Great Uncle Justin's still alive. So yeah, very thankful for all four of them to be alive still, and my mom, of course. Yeah, always blessed every day. And I know Charlene's looking in on us. Rest in peace, Charlene, from heaven. She's always looking in on us. Yeah, I don't know how old Jim's parents are. Yeah, Jim and Marie. Yeah, Jim's dad, James, Fogel and Marie. Yeah, they're close enough to my parents' age. They should be, because James. Well, James. When I met him, remember he was a year behind me, and he's a year behind you. Uh, well, at least now he's right around the same age. So I think both of his parents, James' parents, should be around the same age as my mom and dad, or at least close enough. Yeah, they should be pretty close. We should ask James one of these days. I'm sure. I'm sure James and Linda would know. You know how old. Well, don't forget his sister Sharon. Sharon and Daniel Burdett. You remember those two? There you go. They're happy. They're still married. They have their kids. You know, Phil and Janet. They have Sterling. Joanna's over in the Far East. Doing her thing. Their adopted daughter, but they also have their you know one and only son Sterling, and he's happy with his new girlfriend Katie. I think they might even be engaged right now. Well, they haven't really said, but I'm hoping they will be. And so there's a lot of great people in our family still around, and I'm thankful for you and Diane, brother. I really am, and I'm glad that Tyler is around, your son, and of course your sister. Yeah. And let's see. Kevin, he says, hey, Toby. Very cool, very cool. Okay, so you folks know what's going on. Remember, continue to have people, if they can, come and subscribe and make sure they hit the all notifications bell. Uh, Hold on just a minute. Don't want to get up too far. There we go. Yeah, don't forget the notification bell so that you can be notified of any future content, such as webcams, podcast that I'll be doing with Larry tomorrow, and of course, any of the live streams we do. So, webcams, live streams, and of course, the podcast that we do. And Kevin says, good morning, Toby. Thank you, Kevin. Alrighty. So, let's thank Kevin's Theme Park Adventures for coming. Remember, he talks about different theme parks, including Disneyland, Disney World, Knott's Berry Farm, and so on. So make sure that you go to Kevin and subscribe and check out his content. Also, my wonderful brother of 50 years, Be Yourself Adventures, Brother Larry. He has great content there. He has been around Arizona, New Mexico, California, Vegas. Uh, he's planning next year to go and take the Route 66 from Santa Monica, California, all the way to Chicago, Illinois. Hopefully, he gets to meet my best friend out there in Chicago, PJ Destin, and say some prayers for those people that have might be facing the ICE and raids from Trump. Yeah, they're on their way. They're going to take some people out of Chicago. So say some prayers for the families that they don't get removed. Also, there was a 6.0 earthquake in Afghanistan. Over 800 people dead. Over 1,000 or so people injured. So let's pray for some of the victims and their families there in Afghanistan with this recent earthquake. So, let's see. All right. So thank you, Larry. Thank you, Toby. All right. Thank you again, Kevin. Thank you, Jeff B, for all being here, guys. Thank you so much. Alrighty. And Kevin, I think that's everybody. And Mike Seha Live. Thank you, sir. My brother from Sweden. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here as well. Greetings. Thank you. All right. And Kevin, who was first in the box today. So thank you very much, guys, and guys, for being here. Okay. And there is Larry. He has the website for himself there on Be Yourself Adventures on YouTube. Make sure you go there. Make sure that you click that link there if you get a chance. Subscribe to the channel. Also, Larry is one of our managing moderators, along with Charlotte, Sir Lemon Pie, of course, my wife being the boss, the lead person, and others, a few others. So please be respectful of everyone that you see in the chats from now on, because you never know. If you get really rowdy or if you get really crazy, I give my managing moderators full permission, and the ones who have standard mods, and there's a lot of them. I give them full permission to boot your butt out of this place because we do not want our channels to be taken down. These are great channels. Larry's channel, my channel, Gorilla's channel, and others. They're great channels. We're very kind people. We are. We're very good people. We love to have newcomers come to be a part of the chat if they're legitimately wanting to join us and be a part of something special. But if there are anybody who's going to give us a hard time, they're not allowed to be in our chats, and they're not allowed to be in our on our not to be allowed to be there on our channels. That's just a fact of life. Nowadays, internet trolls, uh, bots, anything else that have been trying to disrupt our friends' channels from giving good content should be banned. Any of those trolls should be booted out on their butt. Absolutely. And never seen again. And if it ever happens again, we're going to be prepared this time. We will. So I'm just warning anybody. You want to try to mess with us? Won't work. Won't work. We know the tricks of the trade. We know what to do. Just saying. Be kind to us, we'll be kind to you. Do unto others that you would have do unto them. That is what is our policy on that. And hey, Kevin from Toby. All right, Toby, keep in touch, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Look forward to it. Message me on Instagram. Okay, cool. And Larry, I will see you tomorrow night then at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll bring you up about half an hour before if you're available at that point, and we'll just talk about it. All right, cool. All right, Mike, I got to run. Love you, brother. I love you too, brother. I'll see you tomorrow, or actually, I'll see you tonight for a Gorilla stream. Correct. That'd be great. Yes. Like I said, Larry, he may start at 9 p.m. his time, which is 10 o'clock my time. So we'll just see how Gorilla's going to do it tonight. See what he's up to on that. But that sounds good. I will see you tonight for that. Toby says, Larry, I will for sure, and sounds good. And that sounds good, Larry, from Kevin. Awesome. All right. Well, we got 5 likes. That's good. We got 2 people still watching. That is very good. Alrighty. And Larry says, all right, Kevin, you take care of yourself. Good to see you, my brother. It's great to see you, Larry. I'm glad you're feeling a lot better. Really glad about that. Okay, so as my brother says, always be yourself. Great piece of advice. My wife, Suzanne, always says, as the minister of the Universal Life Church, and in conjunction with the Holy Roman Catholic Church, she says, leave everything in God's hands. That's what you should always do. Leave everything to God. God will take care of everything for you. You don't have to worry too much about that. But remember, God helps those who help themselves. That's also true. So make sure you remember that. And then, as I say here on our channel, always expect the unexpected at MikeySuzeFour. And finally, of course, Gene Siskel, who used to work at the Chicago Tribune and was with Roger Ebert when they did Siskel and Ebert at the movies. His family and foundation gave me the opportunity to always say, and now the aisle's closed. So I appreciate that every time I get to say that on my show. Alrighty. And look who's here. Hey, Suzanne, and hello, Lizzie Armstrong, our friend there from the Aussie land. Hi, Larry and Mikey. Hello, Lizzie. It's good to see you, hon. Hi, Lizzie. Yeah, welcome, Lizzie. You're just catching us on the tail end of the show today. I'm glad you're here. Lots of prayers. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So let's say a quick prayer. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. All right, dear Lord, let's say prayers for all of the victims and their families in Afghanistan with the recent 6.0 earthquake. We want to pray for all the victims that might suffer at the hands of ICE agents and so on over there in Chicago, Illinois, being deported. So let's hope that that doesn't really happen. And if Trump has even a modicum of brain, which you need to give him, Lord, then he won't do it. Otherwise, also, we want to say prayers for Brother Larry, for both Brother Jason in Michigan, Brother Jay in Louisiana. We want to say prayers for Matt Arnold and his friend who will pass any time. And of course, we also want to say prayers for my wonderful wife, Suzanne, who will need to go through both knee surgeries, one at a time, and her shoulder surgery, too. So we ask for all this, Lord. We ask it through your Son, Jesus Christ, his blessed Holy Mother, the most blessed Virgin Mary, the Holy Spirit who guides us between right and wrong, and of course our patron saints, Saint Suzanne for my wife, and Saint Michael the Archangel, defender of heaven, and also who kicked out the evil one and all of his evil fallen angels to hell. So for all this we ask, Amen and Amen, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Pray for us. Okay. So that takes care of our prayers today. And remember, as I've always said, God bless America, God bless Canada, God bless the UK, and God bless the rest of this wonderful world we live in. We only have one, so make sure that we become stewards of the land and we take care of it. And remember, don't piss off Mother Nature ever, because Um, let's see. So I won't say peace yet, but it's good to see you, Lizzie. I'm so happy that you came to see us. It's very wonderful that you came to visit, and we do have 3 people still watching, so very cool. And we got 6 likes. That's so great. Yeah, yeah. Suzanne had to go and get some medicine. She needed her medication, and she went to go get lunch, pretty much. So I'm gonna have to get off here in a couple more minutes. Just a couple minutes while I talk to Lizzie and everybody else that's still here. Uh, and Lizzie, if you know anybody in Australia or anybody else that wants to check out our channels and become a part of something special family wise, uh, just tell them. Just say, hey, MikeySuzeFour, uh, Be Yourself Adventures with Larry, Brother Larry, and Gorilla's Random Thoughts. And of course, our tired midnight blogger, Curtis Selby, who's also the voice of Northern Oklahoma. And of course, Sif Dan, Sci Fi Sif Dan. And, he's over there in central coast of California, is right in the inner coastal region there of Cali. So, and of course, our wonderful sister, Charlotte Night Star the Werewolf, who's over in Washington State. Yeah. So, all of those wonderful people that we have in our generous extended family who has their own, you know, YouTube channels. Our nephew Sterling, who is IDK Sterling, um, who does a great channel there on YouTube. Make sure you check him out. There's a lot of great channels on YouTube of our immediate family and everybody we have that celebrates. So, and don't forget, in 20 days the countdown begins. I turned the big 6-0. Ha ha. Let's see here. This is really hard to do, really. Okay, there we go. There's a, well, you can't see it from this end, but 6-0. There we go. And here is our heart to everybody. I know, sometimes I get it so it down low that it looks like Batman symbol. Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh, Lizzie, really? 3:02 a.m. here. Woo! Here in the middle of the night. And my birthday in October as well. Yes, Lizzie, we're going to celebrate your birthday in October, but mine's coming in 20 days here in September. Yeah, September 22nd, which is a Monday. Yeah, I turned the big 6-0. Yikes. Yeah, be freaking out, man. Yeah. Thank God Larry got to do 60 before me. Yeah, yeah, and there's a dear friend that's still missing out there, my friend Cheryl Davis. Please pray for her and the rest of her family. She's going to be turning 60 soon, I hope, as long as she's still alive out there with her daughter Christine. Yeah, her birthday is September 12th. And then, of course, Phil, my brother, who was born on that dreaded day, September 11th, and he's regretted it, he said, ever since it happened 24 years ago. Um, you know, he turns 58 So, yeah, a couple of us this September. Well, that's good. And you're still bouncing around, being jovial and happy and everything. That is awesome, Lizzie. Oh, yes, September. Yeah, cool, Mickey. I am 6 years older than you. Yes, I know. And we have our brother, Pleasant Valley Picker, PvP. Yeah. Well, he lives in the province of British Columbia. He doesn't want me to tell you where his town is anymore, so I won't. But anyway, he is 67. He had just turned 67. So, Lizzie, he's only slightly a year older than you are. Yeah, 67. Well, a very early happy birthday to you, Lizzie. Yes, absolutely early. Lizzie is laughing. Yes, a very early birthday to you. Yes. Hey, you know what I could do for you, Lizzie, is I could play the happy birthday song from the Beatles, one of these days, in October. Yeah, oh cool, PvP. Yeah, PvP is 1 year older than you, Liz. He's 67. You just had his birthday. Yeah, earlier this year. Yeah. So we consider him the old sage of the group. 67. I don't know. It's probably cool. Yeah. Thank you, Larry. All right. Well, thank you, Lizzie Armstrong, for being here. Really, sweetheart. It was really great to see you. LOL. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And all of you, gentlemen, thank you and thank you for all the prayers. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, brother Larry. That's appreciated. I really do mean that a lot. It's wonderful. All right. So, looking forward to the interview with Larry tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock in the center time zone, central of the universe that Mr. Gorilla's Random Thoughts claims to own. But that'll be tomorrow night. So make sure you're there for us there in the chat. Tonight, we have the Cigar Lounge with Gorilla. Uh, Gorilla and Larry will be simulcasting. And then tomorrow, I'll be simulcasting with Larry on the interview we do tomorrow, the 1v1. So 50 years in the making. A lot of fun tomorrow. Well, tonight and tomorrow. We'll have a lot to talk about. Okay, so peace to everybody. And on behalf of myself, Mikey, on behalf of my beautiful girl over here, Moon Pie, my other beautiful girl, Deja Vu, and of course my beautiful wife, Suzanne, as part of MikeySuzeFour, we want to thank all of you for being here today. All of you guys, wonderful Lizzie, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow for the greatest TV series ever created, the A Team. And we are in our final season, season 5. Mm-hmm. And that's only going to take 5 more weeks to go through. I'll talk about the 2010 movie that came out, a reboot movie based on A Team, which featured Liam Neeson. Not very good, but I'll let you folks know what I thought of it when I first saw it in theater. That'll come up in the next, that'll be in another 4 weeks or so, probably 5 weeks. And then we'll take a couple days off. And then what we'll do is starting on Wednesday evenings, just after 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll start with the mysteries. And the first one we'll do is with our friend PvP talking about the Lake Okanagan Monster. So there should be some Cosme involved in that. So hopefully we'll have a watch party. That'll be, like I said, in another 4 or 5 weeks down the line. So when we start doing mysteries. That's so cool. Kevin says, I'm going to eat McDonald's for breakfast. Wow, cool. Lizzie says, hey, Larry, take care, Mikey. Oh, thank you, Lizzie. And Kevin, enjoy your breakfast. And Lizzie says, hi there, Kevin. And you take care of yourself as well, Lizzie. Yeah, Lizzie, please take care of yourself, please. We love you, hon. Take care of yourself, our sister, over there in Aussie land. Aussie land! Aussie lass. Yeah. Okay. So, peace again from my everybody here at MikeySuzeFour. And of course, don't forget, God bless you all. Thank you again for taking care of us. here in our channel, and we'll see you tomorrow. Love you, brother. Love you guys. Take care. Take care, Larry.